This is a map on how to escape a dopamine hole. Once I explain this to you, it's going to be disgustingly clear on why you're in a rut and what you should do to get out of the rut you're currently experiencing. What I have here is a graph of someone's dopamine levels throughout the day after indulging in short-term pleasures like scrolling, showcasing a spike and rebounding dopamine drop beyond baseline. A dopamine hole can be described as a mental state where you're chasing cheap pleasure without anything actually satisfying you, leaving your brain flat, foggy, and fried without actually doing anything remotely hard. If this sounds familiar, it's because you are in this dopamine hole right here that is located below your baseline level of dopamine. People often mistakenly confuse this with burnout, but it's not burnout. Burnout comes from enduring long-lasting stress after doing something genuinely hard, but a dopamine hole can happen even if you were extremely motivated the week before. The good news about it is that it's easier to climb out of because it's less strenuous than burnout, but the bad news about it is that it's easier to fall into because of easily accessible forms of overstimulation like scrolling. So this is how you climb out of it. First thing that you need to do is remove the source that's causing it, because you're in a state of using this source to raise your dopamine without you realizing that you're digging yourself in a deeper hole. You then want to move away from the mental overstimulation that you're experiencing and stimulate your body instead by actually doing something physical. This will alleviate this mental overstimulation. Once you feel less mentally stimulated, you then need to achieve one small win, just one, like a small chore, to convince yourself you're back to regular schedule. It is very important to mention that you should not try to be productive here because it will feel like too much. Once you complete something small, you then want to regulate your system by completing one lower resistance task for a longer period of time. This transitions your mind from a pleasure first, pain later mindset to a pain first, pleasure later mindset, something that we need. And finally, the last thing that we need to do is complete exactly one hard task and one hard task only to get back to our motivated and disciplined self. The most important part of this process is to incrementally get out of this dopamine hole by doing one harder task at a time, because if you try to conquer everything at once, you will fall back down.